Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Setup for Success, my weekly podcast where I talk about all the emotional, mental, and physical well-being in our lives. And this week, I want to focus on positivity. So as you know, if you've been following me on social media, this week has been focused on the first of the 5 Ps, which is positivity. And I'll get into a little bit more detail in this episode on what positivity is, how it affects your life, and why I made positivity the first of the 5 Ps. Now, on the topic of the 5 Ps, I am super excited to announce that I now have on my website available for you to purchase the textbook on burnout mitigation. That's available for purchase at successfact.academy, and accompanying that is a free mini course. That's a 14-day course. It's self-guided, it's via email, and you can sign up for that on the website as well. Now, as I was preparing for all of that, I've also started working on a video course, and that's coming together, and that should be hopefully available soon as well. So stay tuned for more information on that self-guided video series on the 5 Ps and the Phoenix program for burnout mitigation. All right, with that out of the way, let's get right into it. This week is going to be the first of the 5 Ps, which is positivity. And again, I've been focusing on positivity this entire week in my social media contact. I've shared some reels on Instagram as well as some short videos on LinkedIn on the topic. So if you've been missing out on that, be sure to follow me. Easiest way to find my link tree is by going to brokesurgeon.com. All my socials are linked there, and whichever platform you prefer, that's where you're going to find it. All right. Let's get into it. The first of the 5 Ps, positivity. Why does positivity matter? Well, why does positivity not matter? There's just so many things. To begin with, we have found over the years, and Barbara Fredrickson really was the first person to put this together into a package, is that if you have 3 times, or at least 3 times, as many positive emotions than you have negative emotions, that puts you into a growth mindset. Now, a growth mindset is important. That's your creative space. That's where new ideas form, new thoughts form, right? That's how you can get out of a rut. In a limited mindset, in a restrictive mindset, that doesn't happen because you feel stuck. And the only thing you can think of is how miserable you are. So you want to be able to put yourself into that growth mindset. Now, if you think about it, children are born with that, right? That is innate to us. Children have that creative mindset, that growth mindset. For one, because they're still physically grown. 2, they're learning about the world, right? They have to learn about the world. They can't just wake up and all of a sudden know how the world functions. So they have to be naturally in a growth mindset. Unfortunately, as adults, we frequently lose touch with that inner self, that inner child, and we lose our growth mindset as we get older, as our life experiences move on, and sometimes we just get jaded and we get stuck in a rut, right? We get stuck in this one position in life that we truthfully don't like to be in. But that's where we find ourselves, and our minds tend to now trend towards the negative. It trends to only focus on what is wrong with our situation, what is bad about our situation. And that puts us into a limiting mindset or a restricting mindset. Okay, so because you can see that in that positivity ratio. Our negative emotions go up. We have a lower than 3-to-1 ratio on our positivity ratio, and we're in that limiting mindset. Now, you can very easily test your own positivity ratio at positivityratio.com. That's not my website. That's Barbara Fredrickson's website. But what you can do on there, it's a very quick test. It's about 15 questions, very simple questions. And the answer that you get out of that is not meant to tell you that you're doing exceedingly well or exceptionally poorly. It's really just to tell you what your ratio is right now. And as you trend your score over time, you will get a sixth sense for what your positivity ratio is at any given moment. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to change your environment, and you're trying to change your thinking into a way that you have more positive emotions floating around you. You want to surround yourself with more positivity so that you're fueling your body and your mind with more positivity, because as we get ourselves an increased positivity ratio and we have more positive emotions than we have negative emotions, we place ourselves into that growth mindset. And that is exactly why positivity is the first of the 5 Ps. Because we don't like where we're at, we're trying to get out of that situation. And in order to do that, we need to be creative. We need to be able to have new ideas. And the only way to do that is through a growth mindset. So we want to surround ourselves with positivity. We want to think positively. We want to drive up our positivity ratio so that we have more than 3 times as many positive emotions than we have negative emotions. Of course, you're thinking, that all sounds great. How do we actually do that, right? I'm a very pragmatic person. I need to know what I can do right now in order to change that, right? Just don't tell me why something needs to be the case. I need to know, well, what can I do about that? Right? Again, I'm very pragmatic and I like actionable tips. So I will share with you the same stuff that I shared with you on the socials this week. And these are really simple exercises. Really, they will not take you long at all. In total, as a matter of fact, they will take you less than 3 minutes every day. Less than 3 minutes for the entire day. Very easy to implement. They sound hocus pocus. I know they sound silly. Trust me, they sound incredibly silly. I've been there. But I can also tell you that after implementing them, my positivity ratio improved, right? I know this stuff works because I've done it. And so, again, it sounds silly, but trust me on this, it works. And what are 3 minutes a day for you, right? I mean, that's how long you're going to wait in line at Starbucks in the mornings to get your coffee. So might as well use that time for something useful to improve your situation in life. All right, the first tip is very simple. Smile, okay? And I don't mean just smile when you're happy. I'm saying force a smile, okay? Best thing to do that is first thing in the morning so you can flood your brain with positive emotions. You want to do this for at least 30 seconds, okay? So what you do is stand up, get in front of a mirror, and smile. And look, this will look silly at first. You're going to have these weird grins and you're going to feel uncomfortable and it's going to feel weird. I get it. I've done that too. But really what ends up happening is in your brain, right? Your brain is incredibly smart and incredibly dumb at the same time, right? Your brain starts perceiving your smile as a happy emotion. Instead of happiness leading to a smile, you're flipping the script around and you're taking the smile and you're creating happiness. Your brain all of a sudden starts thinking more positively by forcing a smile. So you do that for at least 30 seconds and you start seeing that your brain will actually start thinking more happy thoughts. Now, this is not something that's just a one and done deal. You really have to do this every day. You have to force yourself to do this every day. And after some time, it becomes second nature. And after even more time, what ends up happening is your brain will start to be more in that growth mindset. It'll be more on the positive range of the emotional spectrum, and you will naturally tend to smile more. Okay. But the first step is to just force that smile. And again, it sounds silly, it sounds weird, and you're going to feel really stupid doing it. But trust me, if you do this consistently every morning, over time, you won't find it so silly anymore because at some point you're going to start waking up and you're going to be happy and that's going to create a natural smile for you. All right, so the first step, very simply, smile. And like I said, less than a minute, right? 30 seconds, super easy to do. Now, the second tip that I've shared is to find something that you are grateful for. Now, what does that mean? You find something in your life that you can truly appreciate that you have, that you're just thankful to have that. And this is not anything overly complicated. So when you start with something simple, like you have running hot water at your house, the pantry is stocked, the fridge is full. Find something that is very simple that other people might not take for granted and be thankful for that. Feel gratitude towards that. And you want to take a good minute to do this, okay? So find something that you do, and every day for 1 minute, you find something and you think about it. What is it and why is it that you're grateful for that? Okay, so let's take the example of a full pantry, right? Not everybody has a full pantry in their house or a fridge that is stocked, or not everybody even has running water at their house. So that is something very simple to feel grateful for. You have something that most people in the world don't have access to, right? And as simple as it sounds, and as weird as it sounds, that feeling of thankfulness, that feeling of gratefulness to have something that other people don't take for granted will actually trick your brain into thinking more positively about other things in your life. Now, the first few days, you will probably find something very simple, right? Maybe you have locks on all your doors, your windows seal, you don't have a draft coming in. AC is working in the summertime, right? You will find little things that you're grateful for, very easy to find. After about a week or two, it starts to get a little bit more challenging, and you really have to start putting some thought into finding new things to be grateful for. Now you can circle back after a few days and choose the same item that you had before, but part of the exercise really is to find new things, because it expands your brain, right? You're forcing your brain into expansive thinking, new ideas, new thoughts, a growth mindset. Okay, so you find something to be grateful for and you take a full minute to think about it. What is it that you're thankful for? And most importantly, why are you grateful to have that one thing in your life? So do this every day for 1 whole minute, and you will find again over time, you will start thinking about many more things to be grateful in your life. You will find things in your life that you didn't even appreciate before. Okay, very simple, takes a minute. Now, be sure to set an alarm on your phone or a reminder or some way that you don't forget to do this, because it's very easy to overlook. Again, these exercises are short, they won't take long, but because of that, it's easy to overlook. Okay, if you have a commute in the car or on the subway or on the bus, it's a great time to do this, right? Stare out the window and think about one thing that you're grateful for. But you really want to do this for a good minute or even longer, right? But at least do it for a minute, because that's really what puts your brain into that growth mindset. And again, these things don't work overnight. They take time, and it takes time to build habits. But once you start doing that, ultimately it becomes more of a routine. It'll become more of a second nature, and you will start feeling much more grateful about little things in your life. And with that comes more positive emotions, and with that comes that growth mindset that you're looking for. All right, the third thing is celebrating small wins. Okay, so there's little things in your life that happen that you don't even notice right now. And if you start taking notice of these little things that work just right, that don't necessarily always work right, well, that's a little win that you can celebrate. And again, by celebrating, you're flooding your brain with positive emotions, and that puts you into that growth mindset. Just like with gratitude, a few things to keep in mind. Start with something simple. Don't overly complicate this. Okay, so this could be you brushed your teeth before you drank your morning coffee. Okay, so instead of circling back, right, you brushed your teeth, you had your coffee, you left the house for work. So instead of just rushing out the door with your coffee and then realizing on the way to work, I forgot to brush my teeth. Yeah, right? So it's a small win. You were able to accomplish a small task that was able to set you up for success later down the road. It's a small win, but it's an important win because, again, your brain starts thinking about all these positive things that are associated with it, which puts you into that growth mindset. So, again, it could be something very simple, and the first few days are going to be relatively easy to find stuff, and then you'll find, again, a few days where it's going to be hard to find little things that work right in your life. But, again, it could be something simple as you drop the kids off at school on time, right? You weren't running 3 minutes late today. Small things, right? Don't overly complicate this, but do this consistently for 1 minute every day. Find something small in your life that you can celebrate as a win. Do this consistently every day for a full minute. Over time, you build a routine. Over time, it becomes second nature. And with all that comes more positive emotions and that creative growth mindset. And together, all of that will help you find new ideas, new thought patterns that will help you get out of the situation you find yourself in. Now, I talk a lot about burnout. That's because I'm putting this program together, the Phoenix program for burnout mitigation. But all these tips and tricks don't just apply to people who are burned out. These tips and tricks really work for anybody who find themselves in a limiting mindset, in a restrictive mindset. When you're thinking about the world as lots of negativity, as you're in this position that you don't want to be in, you just don't see a way out. These are the little things that will help kickstart your brain into that growth mindset that will get you thinking further, that will get you ahead. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you're burned out or not. These tips and tricks really work for anybody. Now, on the topic of burnout, though, I do want to mention again, I have put together this Phoenix program on burnout mitigation. There's many, many more parts that are in the works, and the program is really just in its infancy. But what you can do on the website, successvalue.academy, you can find the the mini course, which is a 14-day course, self-guided. It's via emails. That's completely free. You can sign up for that, unsubscribe anytime if you don't like the content. Accompanying that is now the full textbook, right? The entire content that I put together on the Phoenix program is available as a textbook. It has exercises inside every chapter for you to work through. The book is really not meant to give you any answers. It's really just meant to raise the right questions for you to find your own answers. But if you're the kind of person that likes to read and the kind of person that likes to work on themselves and get yourself out of this rut that you currently find yourself in, the textbook is a great way to start. If you don't like to read, if you prefer to watch videos, for example, or like to listen to someone talk, be sure to subscribe to the podcast or on the YouTube channel. And I'm also working on putting the textbook together as a video series that you can purchase online as well. That'll be on the website, hopefully sometime soon. So stay tuned for updates on that. All right, so that's really all I wanted to say today on positivity. Okay, again, 3 quick exercises: smiling, feeling gratitude, and celebrating small wins. You do all those things every day, consistently over time, and you will build up a routine with them. You will not have to second guess any of this. This will just become second nature, right? You don't have to set alarms anymore at some point. But when you're beginning to start a routine, you do want to set those reminders so that you don't forget to do them. Okay, over time, that builds habits, that builds routine, and it becomes second nature. But in the beginning, you have to put in that hard work, those reminders. And if you think about it, those 3 exercises together, they will take you less than 3 minutes every day. So super simple to do, doesn't have a lot of time commitment associated with it, but the rewards at the end are gonna be astonishing. All right, I'm going to end it right here. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this content, be sure to share with a friend. Someone is certainly out there trying to get out of a rut and could use some positivity in their lives. Share it with them. Leave a rating, leave a review, send me a message. Let me know what works. Let me know what doesn't work. Let me know what you want to hear more of, because I really want this content to be valuable to you, right? I don't want to just put stuff out into the ether that nobody finds valuable. That just wastes my time and my energy. And honestly, I want this content to be valuable to all of you. And I want to make sure that coaching and the tools and tricks and the techniques and the exercise that I've learned in my journey to become a certified coach can be accessible and available to anyone, including you. So reach out to me on the socials, connect with me on the socials, leave me a review, send me a message. Let me know what works. Let me know what doesn't work. Let me know what you want to see more of, because again, I want this stuff to be valuable to you so that you can keep listening, keep tuning in, and you keep growing in your own journey.